Seconds late, don't panic, don't panic. Okay, here we are, we're up. Didn't quite make it there on time, sorry about that. Where am I? Getting my gear ready here, lights. What do I need? I need my thread, I need my clamp, I need my... So I've been running around trying to get things organized here. Chaos this morning. Someone's asking, have I threaded all my needles? No, that'll be a pause while I'm doing that job. Okay, as you can see, we're back to the book binding. The Ukiyo-e Heroes backers are waiting. Nobody has complained yet to me. Nobody. I'm so thankful for that. For those of you who don't know what's going on, is there anybody who doesn't know what's going on? As part of last year's Kickstarter campaign, we promised some Ukiyo-e Heroes books. A bound book with the first 10 of the Ukiyo-e Heroes prints bound into it. The first few are now off my little assembly line here, and I say assembly line, but it's start and stop, because it gets postponed by other work. So there's one of them. This isn't actually 100% finished yet. There will be a label pasted onto it once I get the binding done, and the book will look something like this, ready to finally go. Das Buch. And as the last step, Jed and I are going to sign the last page. I'm going to sign it and date it, the date I made it. Jed's going to sign it. We're going to send Jed first. Jed's going to sign his on there. Then Jed will be sending them out to the 10 waiting backers from the Kickstarter campaign. And I'm not 100% sure about this. I'll have to ask Cameron when he gets here. Oh, he won't be here. It's Sunday. I'll have to ask Cameron when I see him tomorrow. I think we know the Kickstarter campaign had 10 of these books offered. They all sold quickly, but near the end of the campaign, somebody dropped out, leaving just 9. Somebody else jumped back in who caught it, and then somebody else dropped out. So by the time the campaign closed, actually, only 9 of them had been spoken for. So there is one left, I think, but I'm not sure. You have to check with Cameron and stuff. What have we got here? Bet Bull is here. Good morning. Hi, Mom. How you doing? Good. I promised to be careful with my with my words this morning. So. Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. Why would you say hi, Dad? Are my kids there? Is my daughter there as well? Don't know. No idea. What I can guess is one of my daughters must be visiting my mother. That's why she's typed hi, Dad. Maybe you guys can let me know what's going on. Who knows? Anyway, here we are. There's the finished book. Now what we're going to be doing this morning is I've got the book blocks, which we finished on streams last week. Was it last week or was it 2 weeks ago? We have the rest of the books in book block form. The middle binding is done. Yeah, it's Humi. Hey, it's my daughter Humi-chan. Hi, how you doing, kiddo? How's the baby coming? How's the baby coming? Just so everybody knows, my daughter Humi must be at my mother's place, so she's using my mother's login. So when it says Bet Bull here, it's my daughter is actually there. And she's in the process of making another grandchild for me. Is that the expression? I don't know. So, okay, here we go. Anyway, I gotta get some work done this morning. I gotta get some work done. Here's the binding. The middle section is all done, and what my job is this morning now is to combine that There's a back cover. Baby is active, kicking all the time. There's babies everywhere right now. Two of our printers, Kanai-san, she made a baby just a few months ago. Aimi-san, as we all know, from the bench behind me, she's finally leaving now next Thursday. She's going to come with her husband on Thursday to say her final goodbyes and stuff. Baby kicking all the time. This has become a baby stream. Here we are. Okay, here's the... I got to get some work done this morning. Yesterday was chaos, you know. Yesterday was chaos. Okay, what's going to happen is this. It gets put together like this and sewn. But the problem of this point is what we've done is the book block in the center is still a bit oversized. Now when you make some of these books, what you do is you make it oversized, do the binding, and then just trim 1, 2, 3. Trim it off under the guillotine, which I've got next to me here. But we can't do that in this case. The book block is loose pages. This can be trimmed. But the covers, in order to make them strong and long-lasting, we've made the covers in a folded form. It's like this. And we want that strong fold on the outside of the book. This is the way many higher class traditional Japanese books were made. So we can't sew it all together and then chop off the outside, because that will take away that strong fold. So this really complicates things. I've got to put it together in a sort of sample way first, see how much extra needs to be trimmed off, and trim that off first before doing the bindings. And it looks like we're level, but I want to go 1 millimeter inside. So this is the fun part. I'll swivel the camera around. To the guillotine. This is a terrible tool. God, I hate this tool so much. One slip and you've destroyed everything. At the moment it should be 200 wide. It's 200. And we want to trim it down to 199. No, I know somebody's suggesting put the covers on backwards, but we have the same problem at the other end. I know. I said the covers they're folded for strength here at the back. They're also folded for strength here at this size. So it's the covers that are determining the size of this thing. So I can't put it in that way and trim the back. If it was a cheap book, like most of them were made, they were all just trimmed on the four corners. It would be dead easy. But because of these reinforced covers, I can't do the trimming after the binding. I've got the camera angle a bit more down would help, I guess. I've got to do this in all three sides, eh? Right, now top and bottom, same. Sorry for lack of communication here. Just a minute. While I get this done, it'll get interesting in a minute. Hang on, when I start sewing. Hang on. It shouldn't be at that. It should be at this end. Okay, here we go. Last time. Okay, ready for binding. Let's go. So, what kind of conversation? Okay, gang, let's go. Let's get this thing done. Here we are. This way. Okay, those of you who were here before, you saw our jigs here. We've got a set of jigs made with, I don't know, magnets built into them for doing this job, for keeping everything square. There's neodymium magnets built into the block here, the base here, so it clamps the book in place. There we go, okay. Next step, holes for drilling the holes for... Can we see? The thread will go at the back side, and to do that I need 4 holes. I've got a jig made so that it shows me where the holes should be going. back in the base. And now the most difficult part of this, which I should have done before going online, but we're running out of time this morning. We need 90 centimeters of this. My daughter's going to laugh at me. If she's still hanging out there, she's going to laugh at me about this part. I have to thread the needle. I should have done this before going online, but actually, I don't have my glasses, my close-up glasses, so excuse me a second. I knew there was something I forgot today. I've got to go get my close-up glasses. Hang on a sec. Ooh, I should mention too, while we're doing this, that what I've got to do here today, I've got 2 books to do this morning. 2 books to do this morning. And in between, I've got some slides to show you. I actually have some small movie clips to show you. After I finish this first book, I'll key up some movie stuff. And the people were asking me yesterday about the first floor construction. You can do it, Dave, come on. God, my daughter's laughing right now, absolutely, she's laughing. Bend the thread over and thread it through. It's a tiny, tiny freaking little hole there. A twisted thread. I know there's a tool for this. You stick it through and pull it back, but I don't have one. Get Dave a needle threader. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about this, guys. There was just too many things to think about this morning before coming up here. Come to Dave's sewing class, not, right? Come on, you got a book to sew, get this done. We're sort of in, but it's buggered up. Live in front of 200 people. Hi, how did we go? Thank you. Thank you for your moral support. Okay, I'm trying back to what I was saying. After I finish sewing this book, I'm going to show some video. People were talking about the construction downstairs, and I was chatting about why we're going to build the new first floor. We're going to build it a bit different from what we're doing upstairs in our current shop. Our current shop, we have browser bins for the prints. And below the browser bins, we have print storage on on the floor of the second floor. Under the browser bins, we've got prints. The overstock of prints are there. Down on the first floor, we cannot do it that way. And the reason for that is because there's a very, very high risk of flooding in this area. Okay, I'll be quiet for a minute while I do this. Hang on a sec. Did I put the book face up or face down? I put it up face up, which is wrong. It's got to go face down. Can we see? Should we zoom in? So back to what I was saying, I know when we build down on the first floor down there, we have to be really cognizant of the fact that this building can flood. And how do we know we can flood? Well, 3 years ago when we were building it, when we were building our shop upstairs, there was a flood on this street. And I got some video of it. So we'll have a look at that in a minute after I get this first book done. Can we see if I get a good angle? What can I do here to make it a bit easier? Better that way, better this way. We're coming in through the spine of the book. We tease the thread in with a little knot at the end of the thread. And there we are. We're now inside the book facing up. We come around. We come around the back and back up through the same hole. And you can see how this is going to work. There's 4 holes there. There we are, this is the first section. And we now go around and down and just follow all the way through, and we'll end up coming back up to that same hole. It's such a cool, simple way of binding books. Anybody can do this. So you can see what we're going to do. We're going to come around, down through the same hole. I don't get my geometry spoiled here. Oops. Bingo. And around and down through again. Oops. Not that way, you nitwit. So of course. And now underneath here, that's not threaded yet, and we're now on the bottom. So we're going to go across the bottom and come back up through the same hole again. If I can find it. I need a mirror under this thing to see where I'm going. And you can see where we're going with this. Right. And again, around the spine. A little difficult part for this is keeping the tension right. If you do it too tight, it crushes the book pages, and if it's too loose, it's too loose. I'm not sure if I'm missing anything. I've got the wrong glasses on now to read the conversation here. Looks very quiet this morning, not like yesterday. Yesterday was chaos on this chat here. Absolutely chaos. Today looks like you're much more quiet. Everybody's gone home already. We are almost done. There's one section left, back over on the front of the book here. We come up to the same final hole that we started on. If I can find it. There we go. We've come around. Now we tie off, we make a loop here. Underneath one, underneath two. And it ties off. Scissors. Bingo. Look at that. Couldn't be simpler. For someone who knows what they're doing, it's just a couple of minutes work. And there we are. One more Ukiyo-e Heroes bound book. The cool thing about this kind of binding too is that it's totally replaceable. I know people, people have collections of these kind of books and stuff like that. They can do their own binding easily. There's nothing magical about it at all. I know, cut the string. Over the years, maybe if people play with it too much, whatever, the string will break. Just sew it again. Just sew it again. Okay, there we are. Very nice. Another real book. Okay, I've got to do a couple more of these today. But before I do, as I said, let's take a break for just a moment and have a look at the slides from yesterday. These are a couple of photographs and a couple of movie clips from 3 years ago. We were moving in here in the summer of 2014. And we hadn't thought anything about rain or floods or whatever at all. But what we got was one day when we were working upstairs, this is the scene as it was 3.5 years ago. We were working upstairs in our building. You can see the red cone there. The red cone was in the street, but it's floated. And that's the jewelry shop downstairs. And this is taken at the point where the water is coming up and up and up. And nobody knows actually how far it was going to go. And what we did, let's see if I can find the next photograph here. Sorry, I was trying to get this organized just at the point when I had to start the stream today. So, where are we? This is flood shots. It's at a hotkey here. Excuse me. I should have done this before I started today. Flood shots. Next slide. Previous slide. Okay, here we go. This is a map of this district in 1951, exactly the year when I was born. And you can see the lakes there. If you look up sort of in the top right-hand side of the map, there's a large squarish building. That's Sensoji Temple. It looks like it's surrounded by greenery, but no, it was surrounded by just shacks and rubble and bars and all that kind of stuff. But you can see the lakes. And the lake that's in the bottom center of this picture, that's the lake inside the temple garden. It's still there. And the two lakes side by side, that's across the street here where the Richmond Hotel is. And the North Lake is where the Off-Track Betting Center is. And you get the idea what we are here. We are in the bottom of the bowl of this area. Now the next slide shows the same picture, but that edge of that ruler is our shop. That's where we are here. So this shop and this street is basically almost in the bottom of the bowl here. Now the lakes are long gone. The top two lakes are long gone, but the geography is still as it is. As I said, one rainy summer afternoon back in 2014, the rain overwhelmed the ability of the drains and stuff to get it out, and this is what we got. Now, I've got two little movies here. When this happened, I grabbed my little point and shoot camera and ran outside and tried to catch a couple of shots of what was happening. This is a bit funky because it wasn't a panicky situation, but I was running around with this thing. So some of this movie goes sideways for a minute. Let's see just how it was that day. This is the hotel. Come on, let's get it right. This is the hotel across the street. Brand new hotel. It hadn't even been open about a year at that time. And here's Dokudora. This is our street on that summer day. And at this point, it's raining and raining and raining, and we had no idea how far up this water was going to come. Come on, Dave, stabilize your camera. That was that one shot. And here, I took a second one, a bit more stable. Look at this guy. There's Maz, the jeweler, standing in the front door of our shop. And this is what's going to be our shop from now on. The hotel, the guy who designed this must have had he just used his architect's license. In this bowl, this lowest part of the district, he designs it with the first floor halfway sinking down. Give me a break. Right there. It didn't come up any higher. That's about as high as the thing was that day. But that's enough for me. There's no way we're going to build a system where we've got browser bins in our shop and then the extra prints stored on the floor underneath them. So our rule all the way here now is we're keeping everything about a foot, whatever, 30, 40 centimeters up. I can't imagine it going any higher than that. And if it does, man, we're blown away anyway, so don't sweat it too much. So all the wiring we're doing now, we're moving the plugs up the wall to a height above where this water is going to go. And as I said, we're not designing anything with anything important to be kept on the floor. Whatever, extra stock bags for the shopping counter and stuff like that. It doesn't matter if we lose some of those. But no woodblock prints going down on the floor. Let's just see that hotel one more time here. The first floor of this thing, the reason they did it this way is because of the height restrictions along the street. There's a limit as to how high they can make the buildings. And what these guys wanted to do was to squeeze one extra floor into their hotel. What is it? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 6. Under the normal way of building it, they would have been able to get 5 floors. But by pushing the first floor down a little bit, and I guess squeezing in between the different floors, they were able to get 6. And they paid for it that day. It took them a long time to fix that because it had shorted out the electrical system. It had just basically blown everything up. And the people who were upstairs were sort of trapped. The customers who were upstairs had to be weighted out and rafted out. So, as far as our own building here, so keep sandbags in the shop. That's exactly what we're going to be doing. I know not so much sandbags. There's a certain kind of bag that's available here. It's a bag that you fill with water and you stick between. You've got 2 little pieces of wood that slide as a slat in front of the door of your shop, and you put plastic bags inside, and they fill with water. Whatever, where we find water in the flood time, I don't know, but they fill with water and barriers. And the restaurant next to us has done this. They've got sandbags and water bags ready. So we will do the same thing. And just inside our front door, there is a closet under the stairs, and absolutely, we are going to keep sandbags there. As for how often this happens, we don't know. The shops and stuff change on this street so often that nobody has any history going back. You know, it sounds like I'm in an old part of Japan that doesn't change for centuries, and that's not the case. The kimono shop next door to us is new. The restaurant next to us is new. We're the oldest shop already in this little particular group right here. Anyway, that's that. I've got to do one more book here now, I think. So let me go back to my other work. I've got a whole deck of these things ready to go here today. I've got another book block. Just put that in there for a minute to keep out of the way. Got another book block and another pair of covers. And let's get back to my actual work. I'll trim back this one first. I think that last one I should have done that too. It's not quite flat there. Let's trim that first. Yeah, that's a clean starting point now. much better. Keep kidding. Paramount Road is 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, Nice. I'm getting better at this. By the time I get all 12 books finished, I'll be maybe good at it. Maybe. Sorry about not being able to follow the chat here. Excuse me, guys. Hurricanes and floods, nay. So. Yesterday was fun here on this chat. It was great. All the images you guys were showing me and stuff. Too bad my daughter wasn't here yesterday to see that one. That was more fun. So. All right, coming up, the next attempt to thread a needle. we were talking about this before. It's a question of how funky to make these. You know, we'd like to make these as accurate, as clean as possible, but that's backwards. And somebody was telling me, Dave, I'm taking too much care with this. Don't worry about it. It's a handmade book. It should look a bit funky, but we're always resisting that impulse. You know, we really like to make them clean and clear. The problem is, the more you try and make something perfect, the less you're able to compete with, you know, machines and mechanical stuff. So it's a bit of a paradox. You know, I shouldn't be doing this too much, I think, but there we are. We're trying to make our prints as perfect as possible. Should everything else be perfect? The packaging, the wrapping, all the other stuff? I don't know. Clearly, I obsess with this stuff a bit too much. I think it's pretty clear. I don't know where to find the balance. That's me. I can't help it. Okay, there we go. Book is face down. In for clamping. In for drilling. I think I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to pop that thing open just a hair to show. It's not funny anymore. I should have prepared more carefully. I'm sorry. Just forget about it. I just can't keep things in mind, you know. When I get off this stream, for example, I should just go to Amazon quickly, order the damn needle threader to be ready for next time I do this. But I just can't remember such things anymore. We're in. Okay, here we go. Same procedure. Threading a needle while a raven crows in the background. Quick, somebody get a clip of it. Dave's Twitch stream reaches 1 million viewers. Can they stand the suspense? I can't see the stream with those glasses on. Wow, the chat with those glasses on. I can do one or the other. I can see the chat, or I can... Oh, look at this. What's this? Somebody's found a link of an Asakusa flood. It's floods, fires, earthquakes, and bombs. Asakusa has seen it all. Okay, here we go. Repeat again. Moral support for needle threading. So, how are we going to package the finished books for shipping? That's already done. And what we've got is, I'm going to send the 10 books over to Jed en masse. We'll put them in a box and send them to Jed. And he has his own very strong cardboard wrapping. Because he's going to be shipping. The books will be shipped to the consumers, to the customers, collectors, whatever you want to call them. The books will be shipped to the waiting collectors from Jed's place in Utah. After I finish binding, they go to Jed. After I finish binding, I'll be signing them in the back. They then go to Jed for his signing, and he will be wrapping them and doing the shipping to the waiting collectors from Utah. So I don't. That's not my part of it. Okay, what should we do here? Should we zoom in? How do we do this? First, we get the end tucked away. Okay. Can we try zooming in closer? What should we do here? If I get it here, out of my way of my, which way do I go here? This way? Oops, didn't need that anyway. But if I zoom in too closely, let's try. How to thread a needle. Instructions on how to thread a needle. Okay, here we go. Book is face down, so we put that knot on the back. Here we go. You know, people are really getting a handmade book, that's for sure. For better or for worse, whatever. Each. Stab number one. Actually, no, but that's the first audible stab. Bit too tight, baby, not sure. I've talked before about how Ichikawa-san, the lady who used to work for me when I was making my Solitude series, that was a series of prints bound into books. I didn't do this part myself. She did them for me. We published over 1,000 books in those 3 years. And she did 1,000 of these for me. She did a wonderful, wonderful job. My God, she was fast. That's what the jigs and dies were built for that job. We're repurposing them now to do this. You know. I want her to come back and do this, but she won't. She doesn't work anymore. She's retired and stuff. And I need to find somebody else to do this because I like to republish. I want to get those Solitudes books back in print. We've got the prints waiting in my shelves. I've got 100 sets of the My Solitudes prints waiting themselves in the stock room, but we have no books to go with it. So I need to find somebody who can do this job here in Tokyo on a production basis. This is nice. I'm getting good at this. By the time we get these books done, these 12 books done, I'll be ready to roll. Back through the first hole again, one more time. There we go. And loop around, under one, under two, up through the loop. I don't know if you can see it, but whatever, you'll be able to figure it out. And tie it off. And because we put the book face down, the knot ends up on the back of the book. There we go. Another one bites the dust. This is the point where we find out one of the prints is upside down. And have we got time for one more? It's 8:50. Yes, I should. I got one more. Okay, let's do one more here. Let's do one more. Sutures in the operating room. So sorry about the relative quietness and boringness of the stream today. Whatever, this work that has to be done, and what with everything else that's waiting for me downstairs and all the others. The only real time for you to do these jobs is on this stream corner time. So sorry about that. Oh, this looks good. I am getting better at this. Actually, I'm getting better at this as this goes along. I've talked about this before. The first one we made, absolutely, it's my own copy because it's pretty rough and ready. But and maybe the second or third one, I might rebind those. I'll take those off and resew them because they were, while I was learning how to do this, it was a bit rough. But the ones that are coming out now should be okay to go. Looking good. Face down, check. Even, check. Drill holes. We're getting this worked out. The thread we're using for this, by the way, it's actually really cool stuff. It's white silk thread, quite expensive stuff. And it doesn't look white because we had it dyed. We had it hand dyed indigo. Near my house in Ome, there's an indigo dyeing workshop. They've been there for a bajillion years. And they're one of the last few places, certainly the last few places in this part of Japan, that does the traditional indigo dyeing, starting from the plants. I mean, this is not, with dyes and stuff. I mean, not with artificial dyes. This is the actual indigo plants. They ferment the indigo leaves, stack them in piles, cover them up with sheets, and ferment the stuff. Then they've got these huge big vats that they dip it into. And we asked them to do this thread for us. So what he did was he just took a batch of this silk thread that we bought and threw it in the middle of the vat with something else they were doing at the same time. So we have hand indigo dyed thread on these books. Like it makes a difference, not. But anyway, it's there. It's another part of our package. If there's any way to overdo it, we'll overdo it. That was not going to go in there. Absolutely, that one's not going to go in there. That might be a way. Stand the needle up there. Use two hands here. No, we only got one of the two threads through. Yeah, this is not funny anymore. Sorry about this, guys. It's not funny anymore. I spend more time threading than I do sewing. Now we've got to get one of those little doodads. I'm in trouble here. I can't get this one in. Don't know if my daughter's still here, but if so, she's hanging her head in shame at this point, I'm sure, how stupid I'm being about this. All right, we're through. Thank you for your patience. We're through. Okay, let's finish this last book. Not this last book, the last book for today. Here we go. Check link, check ink. I can't see what it says. Check ink. No, this is needle threading. Yes, I'll stop. I'm, you know, I don't know. I'll check that. Let's go. I gotta get this done. Okay, book is face down, so we're gonna sneak in through the back, come up through one of the holes. Gauge my distance. In we go, and up we go. Height. Use the needle to tease the knot inside. There we go. Okay, let's roll. This is the last one I'll be doing this morning. Same procedure as the other ones. Let's go. Up from the bottom. Oh, I think we split the thread there. We shouldn't do that. That's a minute. Hey, that's clean. Tie it down. And here we go, down through the next hole. Down from the top again. And down from the top again. You didn't see that. Up to our original hole. Cooking with gas. we go. I spend more time threading than I do sewing. Interesting. Threading that needle. Down we go. Am I still on camera? Yep. Up. Oops, don't pull it out. Whatever you do, don't pull it out. Around. Up again. Oh, I can't find it. Tight. Up again. And last time up through the same original hole. Hey, we got it. Form a loop, go under and through the loop. And knot and clip. Bingo. There we go. Another Ukiyo-e Heroes book is ready. Not quite ready. As I said earlier, it'll need the it needs the name label getting glued on to finish it off. There we go. And again, we probably find out how many of them are upside down. I don't know. Looking good. Okay, there we go. Thank you very much, gang. It's been a uninteresting stream this morning for the most part, I think. Yesterday was a lot of fun. Can't win them all. Today's Sunday. I don't know. Tomorrow morning, I'm not sure what the stream will be. It might be a repeat of this. I'm sorry. I've got to get these books done. I've got to get these books out of here. So that might be Monday stream. Might be this. Oh no, it might be something different. I might be doing. I've got to do some hunch step preparation for the next two Ukiyo-e Heroes prints. Both of our carvers, Kawasaki-san and Chon-san, they're waiting for their next blocks to get carving. So I've got to do some work getting a hunch step ready and paste it on a block and send it off to them. So that might be what I'll be doing tomorrow. Or if I end up doing that tonight, it'll be more of this tomorrow morning. Then Tuesday will be a day off, and then Wednesday it's too far away for me to see what's going on. So that's it for this morning. I'm sorry, I've got to get downstairs now. It's Kawai-san and I were on shop duty today, and it's a 10 o'clock party, so I've got to start getting the room ready for it. Sorry for the quietness of the stream this morning, and not so interesting, but whatever. They can't all be as enthusiastic as yesterday's was. Nice books, nice books. I'm going to keep one for myself. We sold 10, but we're making 12. So Jed and I are both going to keep one for ourselves. So. Okay, thanks very much. I'm going to be off. I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same station. Thanks again for watching, people. Bye-bye for now. There's a nice light. There it is. See you later. Thank you.